Hey guys, Chris White here. And in a previous video, I talked about the importance of being able to read your children's needs and to meet those needs in order to restore them to their natural, relaxed state of basic trust in reality. And today I'm going to talk a little bit more specifically about what those needs are. And there's a couple of ways of looking at this. First of all, you can look at this in terms of broad categories of needs. We, of course, all have physical needs, right? Needs for oxygen to breathe, needs for food, for water, for protection from too much harm. So those are our physical needs. We also have relational needs. We have a deep need to be held in a container of attachment, to feel like we belong, feel like we matter, feel loved, feel like we are known deeply as people. So these are various relational needs. And then we have developmental needs. We have needs to kind of pop into a new level of autonomy and agency and responsibility for life. We have needs to be creative and express ourselves. We have needs for learning and curiosity. We have needs to integrate well with others, right? Our own desires, mixing up with other people who have their own desires, the dance between me and we. We also have needs to adapt to circumstances beyond our control, to be able to handle limits in life and to respond productively and be changed by those confrontations with life. So there's many different needs, and these are the broad categories of needs. But I think an easier way to think about it, the more I've considered it over the years looking at the psychological research, I think the easiest way to think about it is that there are 5 broad categories of relational nourishment that if you provide your children over the course of their days and weeks and lifetimes, that they will most easily grow into their full potential. And let me first back up and say that when you're with your children, being really dropped into your belly, being settled and present and in presence, and an open heart feeling out into them, from this place, you'll most accurately read their needs and then respond lovingly by meeting their needs and bringing them back to rest. So when you're with your children, just be dropped in, be mindful, be with them, and look for what needs need to be met. But the way I'm going to talk about it now is more for like when you're sitting on your couch with your partner at night, kind of examining your life. How are things going? Are we providing all the nourishment that our sons and daughters need to grow into their full potential? This is a model you can use. So I think there are 5 essential elements of relational nourishment. On the one side, there are 2 elements that are more receptive, more in the category of yin elements, more feminine elements, if you will. And these are unconditional love and space. Unconditional love says, I love you no matter what. You're perfect exactly as you are. There's nothing that's going to separate me from you. No behavior, no missteps, no nothing. I love you. That's it. And that's incredibly nourishing to human beings. It restores or helps them maintain a state of basic trust in reality and a sense of inherent value. The next yin element or feminine element is that of space, allowing them to emerge into their autonomy on their own, allowing them to mix it up with life, allowing them to make mistakes and get bumps and bruises and things like that and learn from life on their own without us, giving them room to have their own ideas and beliefs and test them out in the world. This is also incredibly nourishing. On the other side, we have the more yang or more actively shaping elements of relational nourishment. So while the yin side of relational nourishment says you're perfect exactly as you are, and that's true, the yang side or the more masculine side says, and you have a long way to go. Let me help you. So the yang elements are mentorship and healthy boundaries. So in mentorship, we create the structures of life. We create the routines, the rituals, the habits of the heart that will most hold our children and shape their intuitions into ways of living that benefit their life. In this way, they feel incredibly held by the ways we say that please and thank you, the morning cuddle rituals, the bedtime rituals. When there's a real predictability to life, children relax. So that's part of mentorship. Healthy boundaries say, not that way. You're going off track, right? Try something else. And they help our children either upshift into trying a different way to get their needs met, interacting like, say, they're with their sister and they want a toy and they're about to hit, and we go, no hitting, not going to work here, try something else. And then they have to find a way like, could I use it, that toy, after you're done? Then the sister can say, yeah, after I'm done. You've just helped them upshift into a better way of interacting instead of letting them go down the aggressive path. So that's one important value of healthy boundaries. Another way healthy boundaries is really important is when you hold a firm wall that, no, you cannot go in this direction. Let's say, no, you cannot get ice cream before bed. It's not happening. And then you pivot to becoming an angel of comfort. This is the work of Gordon Neufeld. That's quite beautiful. Firm wall of futility, and then an angel of comfort. I'm sorry. I know you really wanted ice cream before bed. I know, sweetheart. And you pull them up onto your lap, and you let them cry and have a good cry before bed, and you just hold them lovingly, and they always go down, down, down into their vulnerability, and then at the bottom of the tears, there's that long exhale, and then they make the turn back out into life, refreshed, more open, more connected. So healthy boundaries are an important part of life. They help us develop resilience. They help our children develop resilience in life. So those are the more masculine aspects, mentorship and healthy boundaries. There's a fifth category that I call mistakes, and it's spelled mis-takes because they're not actually mistakes at all. They're just the imperfections of life, the ways that we yell, we lose our cool, we miss each other. Who knows what happens, but it's kind of the rough and tumble of life where things go off track and we have a big blow up, and then we have a chance to be humble at our mistake. We have a chance to ask for forgiveness, to give forgiveness. And in deep, loving relationships, that kind of rough and tumble of relationship restores us to a basic connectedness. We're kind of back around to unconditional love. Like, yeah, of course, nothing can separate us in the end. We can even get mad at each other. We can yell. We can lose our cool. And still, we're deeply connected. And that's actually nourishment in relationships. Trying to get it perfect all the time is actually, there's so much tension in that. And living a life of just tiptoeing around and being so careful with everything, I find that that's actually really unhealthy for kids. You need to have more resilience, more confidence in the rough and tumble of relationship. Try not to make mistakes, of course, but they will come. And when they come, see them as nourishment and just get humble, bring some compassion to the situation, ask for forgiveness, get reconnected, try again in the next moment. So those are the basic 5 essential elements of relational nourishment. I will have a video for each of these in much more detail because there's a lot to go through here. You can check it out in Mindful Discipline, a book I wrote with my friend Shauna Shapiro, where we detail this much more clearly. But until then, check out Fiercely Loving Fathers. Thanks.